Welcome to the live stream. We are going to avoid a warranty. Live on stream. Let's thank these folks who have scheduled their payments to support this silliness. All right, Toby, Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta. Loyal fan, Ham Radio Hobby, N3PEM. What's up, Pat? Loyal fan. And we got the fan of growth. These are the top of the tops here. We got WD4DAN, front end overload. I just got me some new stickers from him the other day. Georgia Parks and Propagation, AE4XO. Hey, I'm going to see you tomorrow at the Georgia Parks on the Air party at Little Okmulgee. And Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu. I always say Fox said Zulu. It's really funny, but that's Chris. If you go to ko4fsz.com, you can check out his ham tennas. He's got a bunch of them, and he's got some prototypes for sale, I bet. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to transition to why are we even here tonight?
Bow chicka wow wow.
Bow chicka bow wow. We're going to void the warranty on our X6100 tonight. And
it's my fault, sorry.
Yeah, it's Eddie's fault. And so let's see if we can get some Eddie in this video. We're gonna bear with us just a minute. We're gonna get us another camera added to this thing. That would be called a video capture device.
Number 2.
Numero dos. That's what I'm known for. All right, so if you give me a minute to pull my shirt up. No, we ain't getting weird here. But I'm going to clean that camera off a little bit and turn the camera towards Edward a little bit.
Hi.
Well, I can't see you yet, broski.
Oh, shit.
Shiesties. All right, where's video capture device? There we go.
Shebang.
The whole shooting shebang.
Shebang.
So you can see my mouse is moving. There's us.
There we are.
Whee! There's Robbie and Eddie. Eddie, KO4NLL. This is his idea. So I got this idea, and I'm kind of going to show you a little bit. I don't have the lightsaber over here, but I got something similar to a lightsaber. We were talking about my new product that I'm working on. You know, these are actually pretty cheap to make. On the main camera, this is sort of like your AX1 from Elecraft, and Elecraft sells these for $80. You can make these for about $10 in parts if you were to go buy them in bulk. So I'm going to start selling these for $15, and you can make it yourself as a kit. And I have a whole box of stuff back behind me there, and you can make your own. This is a base-loaded, shortened vertical antenna. And you can make them for any band pretty easily from 30 meters and up. You can't do 40 because it just takes too many dang winds and way too many microhenries. So we got to talking about that. This one does not have a place to put a ground on. Now, my design has a ground that can connect here. But what if you're using the AX1 with your Xiegu X6100?
Not a place to ground it.
Not at all. So we're going to void the warranty and kind of look on the inside because it says Xiegu. Oh, let me turn this so you can read it. Xiegu. Void if damaged.
Ooh.
Look, even my serial number's about gone on this thing. Oh, that's not the serial number. That's the serial number. At any rate, we're going to make a slissy slice right here. Oh, Eddie brings out hardware. I don't know. We're gonna have to see who's gonna win this one.
Oh, yours is bigger.
So you gotta get it around that way, boy. Yeah, we're going to have to fight this one out. But let's see. Who do we have tonight who is not hunting parks on the air? Currently, we only have one viewer. That's fantastic.
Wait,
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
I read sushi, so can I have...
Yeah, you can have cake, kiddo. So
That's after.
Who all's hanging out with us to watch us void a warranty tonight? Let's void this warranty. All right, so Eddie brings out his knife. Quanto cuesta la portada?
Yep. That's
How
a
much?
Benchmade.
It's a pretty expensive knife, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yes.
Your knife is sharper than mine. I've been cutting cardboard with mine, so we'll go with yours. So here we go. Y'all, have I showed you this? Did you see this? I still have the plastic on the screen. I know that annoys the living crap out of certain people. Yes, I have kept the plastic on this. I will peel that later if they're both in the living room. So if I can get a super chat tonight, I will peel this off. I think it's going to be like $5 for me to peel that off. But we are going to do this one for free. Otherwise, we will not be able to continue. But we are going to void the warranty. I wonder if that could be peeled
I was
off.
going to say peel it. Try to peel it. Let's try to fake their warranty out.
Well, it's not like those.
It's hot. It gets hot enough that just the glue
You could
is
probably,
gone.
you know, we should have used the heat gun.
Well, the glue is already.
Oh, look, it is putting the void pattern.
No.
It has a voiding pattern. It's loops and straight lines. So
the sticker was worth more than the radio.
yes, it was. So we took our time and look at that. It says void. Holy crap.
That's also what she said.
That's kind of cool. You can almost see it through the sticker. It says void. Of course, you can see it on the radio, but look at that. Void. We just did it live. You're seeing it right now. That's awesome. Okay, so the purpose of the video is that we want to see, first of all, how do you get into it? I have not done my research. It's illegal for me to close your own knife. You opened it. He's not superstitious. But when it comes to knives, I will not. I have left. He left that knife over at my house. It's probably been a few months ago, but it was still open on the kitchen table.
He wrapped it in plastic and gave it back to me 2 weeks later.
Still open. All right. So I totally just put whatever that is. I've been using that particular tool as an awl, AWL. I think that's how it's spelled. An awl, like if you wanted to punch a hole in something. That is the world's tiniest hex.
I have an awl in my pocket.
Well, that is a 0.7 hex, or whatever they're called. Allen. Oh, look at that! Yeah, you do have a nice tool in your pocket. All right, so I'm assuming that is an awl. That you could punch a hole in a. I'm assuming that these plastic pieces
come off somehow.
Are probably going to have to come off first to take the back off. So we don't even know what we're doing here, which is even better. That's what makes this awesome. I don't want to mess with the screen and stuff. I just want to see what's in the back. All right, so let's take the TF card or the micro SD card out. So that has R1 CBU on it. And I do want to put a plug out for R1 CBU. He is designing his own rig instead of doing more firmware and software for the Xiegu. Okay, so I'm assuming these are regular screws and not those Japanese style screws. They don't have the weird shape in the bottom, but we're going to go ahead. We're taking a screw. I mean, warranty is already void. Warranty is already void.
They say in Chinese.
I don't know, but that was German, wasn't it?
Sounded close enough.
Oh, that was a bad word, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't. I think that means what's up. Was ist los? They're in there whispering.
Whoa.
It's okay.
I think we're safe as long as it's not an icon.
Eddie's got the Kilo 8 Golf Quebec Zingers tonight. So we're going to see what happens if we take these 4 screws out. I'm assuming that the kickstand is probably fastened not to the plastic, but we'll find out. I'm trying to do my best to keep this in the camera. I'm not doing a hot job at it.
We need to get you a miniature magnet bolt.
I've had them. I just don't know what to do with it. Oh, it may be connected to plastic. One more screw, dum-dum. And when you're trying to show things on camera as well. All right, so if you saw the opening screen, we are voiding the warranty of an X6100. So we have gained access
to something.
To the right side of the rig. So check it out. What we see so far, I don't know, I'm showing it to you and I can't see the camera, but there's some connectors. There's a board that looks like it's taped to this. So now I can see how this is going to come off. I may not even, this might just slide right out with these 2 screws. So let's find out. I got that behind my head. All right, so let's see what we got here. Yep, so tomorrow we're all going to be hanging out at, oh, what do you have, Eduardo?
I have your new stickers.
Yep, I finally gave him my channel stickers. If you want,
I didn't see them on Facebook, people getting them, and I'm like, whoa, 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 bro. He's like, I just been waiting on you to come over.
Not just Facebook, TikTok too.
Oh, well, I don't do TikTok.
Well, you missed Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu saying he got his in the mail. I just sent him one because he supports the channel.
Oh, well, that's good.
But if you do want
you have a strong presence on X, though, and I haven't seen any.
I have not said anything on X Twitter. Okay, so I did not have to take the screw off the other side. It looks like
we've got it.
We have gained access to the end. Oh, you know what this is?
Sexy.
That's the battery.
That's the battery?
That is the battery.
That's why it gets so hot.
But what is interesting is, can I pull this out without... That's the big question. Can I take this off without destroying anything or shorting anything?
If he does, it's all for you guys.
That's right. It's all for the views.
So the question to do, can we just ground the case? Don't go drilling a hole through the back and tapping it.
No, not at all. That sucker's really in there.
There is some free bore right here, though.
Oh, there sure is a free... Oh, yeah. That's quite fancy.
We might could add
it is just
like a male terminal to the kickstand screw.
Yeah, I think so.
To answer our short question.
The short question may be pretty quick because this screw, but is there continuity from that point? I don't see anything. The multimeter, yep, should be behind me. I want to disconnect the battery first.
Let's do it because we don't need that stinking battery.
Check this out. This thing has a battery backup in it.
For a clock or something?
I would assume that's 4 o'clock. Does anybody know who's in the chat room?
I doubt Oliver or Sherilyn knows.
They probably don't, but do they want to make a guess? Is this a battery or is this a supercapacitor? I'm gonna find out. I think I'm feeling.
We ain't gonna lick it.
Sherilyn says Supercapacitor. Oliver explains says probably a battery for a clock.
So we have both answers.
We do have both answers, which means
somebody's going to be right.
Funny thing is, though, the one that said that 4 o'clock is half right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is scary. Because I really don't want to tear my radio up. I kind of do like to use this thing, but there's got to be a tool for taking these out. There, just be a man.
Pull it.
Pull it by it. Lubba. Lick it to see if it's spicy.
We can do that later.
I'm not going to lick it. There's no telling. You know what's crazy, though? It looks like it's a folded battery or a folded cell. I mean, it's pretty nifty looking, nonetheless. But there is not enough room in here without doing some kind of major modification metal-wise to the back of this to put any other type of battery in this.
No, if that one dies, it's dead.
It's gone. That's probably why it says it's dead all the time.
It's probably dead.
It probably is dead. But let's have a little fun. Let's see what voltage does it read off of the battery itself. I can read upside down. I'm going to assume y'all on the internet probably can't. So I'm going to move the radio over. Let's bring this over. Let's see if we can find 2 contacts for the battery. Hey, which side's ground and which side's positive? Here we go. What? 4 volts. Because there's got to be a ground somewhere. So maybe this is only an 8-volt battery.
7 point something is 4.
So it's probably only reading 4 because it's across one of the batteries. I bet if we could find a place to ground this son of a biscuit against the, let's find out. Let's go from point 1 to point 2 and see what we get.
4.
But it's negative. So that means that this is probably ground. It could be through cells, who knows? But it's reading 4 across all 3 of those points. So maybe there's another one that we cannot see. I'm not going to fuss with it. That's not the point of this. So looking for that ground lug. That is the question. What is ground on this thing? Is this, man, these things are all tangled up. So let's see who else is in the, you want to turn that, I mean the battery's about dead in it anyways. Who else is in the stream tonight? Announce your presence and let's see who we're chatting with tonight. I'm looking for a ground point. I'm going to assume, and I had the thought, what if you could use a plug that is not connected internally? I bet there's a switch in there that turns off the audio output. But I thought about, could you use the ground through one of the, like the speaker?
External speaker or something?
Without, like maybe you just have something smooth that sits on the edge? Or you could use the accessory if you're not using an amplifier and only have it connected to the ground out here. So that should, oh, you did put it on. Okay, so.
What is that sound?
That is the sound of continuity.
Nothing.
Well, those must not.
Oh.
That's weird. It must be on the, oh yeah, this probably wouldn't work because I bet that is not connected to ground.
Isolated.
So it is probably, when you plug it in, I bet the shield connects to that right there. So yeah, that, and then that shields this. So that must be something that pushes up. There's a bug crawling on the table. Look like a little fly. That's what's up. So that might be one way if you just wanted to push take a stereo cable and cut the tip off, and shoot, maybe even cut the ring off and just use the sleeve to plug it in. That might be one way that you could do a radial off of it without doing. Hey, lurking from West Texas. Good evening, N5. Oh, snap, run, it's the cops. Sweet.
That also tells us that the kickstand is grounded.
Well, let's find out. We don't know yet.
I thought that's what you were touching.
No, I'm touching. Eddie can't see what I'm doing.
Oh.
I was touching the ground on this to make sure that they were connected. So that is one way. But now we can use this. Is this... Oh. So the outside of that is also grounded. What's up, Frank? Nice to see you. I guess you wanted to come watch his POTA Warranty tonight. Well, we had done it. But I was also telling earlier, just to bring this point back up, this radio is only been used on stream. I've only used this to make contacts on video, but do you hear that? Sparks and smoke. That is two things we do not want to see tonight. But
because it's a fine radio.
There are quirks to this radio, and I've complained about them in other videos. But I said if I get a super chat from somebody willing, I will remove this protective screen. I will take it off. I have protective screens on most of the things that I own. I'm that guy. So hopefully that'll annoy somebody enough. Okay, so back to the project at hand. What we're trying to do is find us a ground spot for some radials. You can just audibly listen for the beeping. I'm going to put this.
And where we got this idea was the KX2 has a ground lug.
Yes, it does.
So for a random wire or what is your antenna, the AX1, it has a spot where you can connect your 17-foot or whatever counterpoints you use. To try the same thing with this radio is a little bit different. I've done as much as just stripping out a wire and sticking it up under the BNC and connecting it to do it. But it's not the most cohesive thing to do. So we're trying to figure out a way to make this a good idea, I guess.
A great idea.
A great idea. A feasible idea and a handy way to do this, to use a random wire or a
handy way.
A handy way.
Okay, so what's cool about the KX2...
Or a shortened loaded vertical, I guess we're calling it.
Base loaded.
Base loaded.
Shortened vertical antenna. I actually have... I bought one a few weeks ago. Seems to work okay. I haven't taken it out for POTA yet, but I've talked across the country on it. The upgrade worked fine. See, and I did the upgrade.
I've not done the upgrade.
I used it using Rufus, and it worked fine. But because I didn't test it legit, in your case, I didn't take it out to POTA. I reverted back to the 2021 version, which works fine for me. I'm running R1 CBU firmware. That's what's on the SD card that was down here somewhere that has mysteriously disappeared.
By 19.
Oh, I'm colorblind, and it blends in, so it is over here
under us.
All right, so screws attach. Anyways, so the KX2 has two places that you can ground. You could ground it underneath this screw right here, which has bare metal on the threads, and you could use a spade connector, which I happen to have a homemade spade connector. At the time, I didn't have one, but you just take your spade connector slap it under there and go, and there's a ground. You have a ground. Great. But what's cool about the KX2 is if you spend a whopping $9.95 plus $10 in shipping, they also sell you these. Now, you can go on Amazon and buy 10 for $10, I think. I'll probably sell these for $1.50 on my website eventually at w1rcp.com for a lot less, or you can just go to Amazon and get them. I'll put a link once we get done with the video. You can buy them using an affiliate link if you'd like. But the 2.5 millimeter for the ground pushes right down into there, and look, ground. And if somebody trips on it, it's in there firm enough, it's probably taking your radio with it. So make sure that you don't do that. So there you go, 2.5 millimeter. Now we do have the lights a little bright tonight. That's why some of the stuff looks a little weird. So that's the KX2. And we are still looking for that ground point. So that's one feasible idea. Now that I have this, let's see if that is... Now, I had considered another one. What if you use a barrel plug for your power? Not what if, because you know you're going to use one for external power because the internal battery ain't that great on this thing. Now, Frank...
Also, you're only getting 5 whiskeys out of the internal battery.
Okay, dude, Frank just said what you said. What about taking this off, which mine has always been loose. So if you don't want to void your warranty, all right, Frank, you're right. Take you one of those big ring terminals. I do not have any, but I think that might be the route that I'm going to go. This BNC is soldered to the circuit board underneath. So I'm not going to forget that thought, but this almost looks like it comes off. I wonder what's under there.
That supposedly that's the hole for the Bluetooth to be able to pass through the shielding.
Oh, really?
So it's just a sticker.
So Eddie's been watching more videos than I watch. I'm more creating them.
That's where your Bluetooth antenna is.
Interesting.
What I understand.
Well, I'm not going to fuss with that then. Okay, so Frank, hope you don't quit hanging out with us, but you're right. You could drop a ring terminal right there and then put your lock nut on top of it, or your lock washer, and then drop that down. So that is one way. So
that's not even holding the connector in?
It is keeping it from getting breaking your traces on the internal circuit board. But mine has only been finger tight the whole time I've owned it.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not going to be difficult to take off. If you don't want to void your warranty,
something simple that you might have in your pocket.
Yeah. If you don't want to void your warranty, you can do that. Absolutely. Yep. You can put a power pole connector, because, you know, we've all ruined at least one power pole connector. If you got a red one, paint it black. That's a song. Or if you got a black one, use that, and you could probably just take a wire if you wanted to and wrap it under there and tighten that down on the wire, and you're probably golden.
I mean, it would work, because literally all I've done was stripped out bare wire, put it through like my BNC and clipped it on.
He's done something like this.
Just
he's
literally
put
stuck
it right
it
here,
through that, yes.
And then drop that down.
And boy, does it make a difference.
Well, yeah, so I read the other day. I never really understood the counterpoise. What a counterpoise does, from what I read, and I will take correction because I don't mind being wrong, but the counterpoise not only completes part of the, especially antennas like this, it adds capacitance to your inductance to balance out your SWR equation. We have done this before on many late nights over like streams, and not YouTube streams, but I remember one night we were playing with our vernier calipers and making monsters out of them and stuff.
This is the guy that has an eyeball, pasty eyeball on his crimps for his powerful, so it's a dinosaur.
You know what? Finally, Chompy's eyeball actually fell off not too long ago. It's not there anymore, and I have not found a replacement in the couch. So,
in the couch.
uh-oh.
That looks like a piece of shot.
Why is there a marble?
There's literally I saw it too. It's a piece of shot.
Why is there a marble?
It's still there.
Man, it did a complete magic trick. But why is there a marble there?
It's your bearing right here.
Yep, put it back. I'm gonna kick the leg out. Okay, so we found, if you find a little teeny tiny miniature marble that Lego people will play with, when you take it apart, be careful. Might be too late if somebody's playing along with us. Follow the bouncing ball. That goes underneath this wonderful piece of plastic right here, and that is what controls.
It's not great already, but
it has always worked.
Truth.
It has always worked. So I'm going to put that back down. That would have been fantastic to lose. We'd have had to watch the video to find out where it went. Okay.
Frank says get a battery clip or alligator clip that will just latch onto the ground part of the BNC.
Now, I thought about that last night. I stayed up till midnight surfing Amazon. I was trying to find one of those, I'm trying to show a clamp that you could just clamp over this, but I couldn't find one like backpackers. Excuse me, it's lots of puberty. Backpackers, ounces make pounds, grams makes kilograms. And I thought about that, but I could not find one small enough, Frank, that would clip over this, but not be as big as a 30 or 40 amp clamp. I do see what you're saying, though. If you give me a minute to run away, I could go get one. Because you're right, that would work also. So Frank should have done this live stream instead of me, N5 Cop. But he has brought up two, I think, of the greatest ideas is so far the clip that goes on the antenna itself at the base, and slight modification, but still pretty easy. Back this nut off of your BNC, and you could either put bare wire or put a ring terminal, and then you can just have some sort of connector, whether it be a bullet connector or a spade connector.
Or a male spade off of that where you could put your alligator clamp on it.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another good one. There's so many solutions to this problem, and with all of us together, we've already brainstormed some great ideas, even without taking the radio apart.
Yeah, much more simpler than I thought we would come up with. So, yeah, I asked Robbie, I said, is there any board where we could drill and tap and put me a lug, kind of like the KX2 has? And we're like, sure, let's open one up. And we both have one. Both of them are more than a year old, so we figured, what the heck, we're not going to get any warranty out of it anyway. So Robbie was like, I'll open mine tonight, and we'll do a live stream. And as we talk, and as Frank's come around, there's some simpler ideas than to actually crack the case, albeit.
Yeah, see, this is not like, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nothing, I'm just ranting.
Albeit,
here's an alligator clamp.
Here it is. So I think this is what I was looking at last night. The only thing is a backpacker, soda, if you're having to hike somewhere, and especially if you're going to be staying the night and you're carrying your clothes and your drink and your food, you know, your 3-pound tub of peanut butter. But this is also, if you're a picnic table operator, I think this is fine. You're not worried. You go back to the car, you grab it, you slap it on there. I think it's a little much. But I was trying to find one on Amazon that would fit over this, but this is bigger than the biggest one that I could find. They only went to a freaking half.
I'm thinking the trick is the male, like a 1/4" male spade to go under that lock ring.
Yep.
Or something.
I think that's a great idea too. I have them. I'm not going to run off again. But I still want to find out, is there a way behind this screw?
Because theoretically you could do the same thing and replace that screw with a knurled knob.
Knurled. I got to find which tool this is. It is not that. It is a Torx.
Torx?
Watch me be missing the one size for, because I am missing. Oh, no, there it is.
We found it.
Okay. We need this to assemble that back together. Man, Frank, I'm so glad that you came by tonight. If you're enjoying this, I will implore, forget it. I'm just going to ask you, if you're not subscribed, you probably need to be subscribed. We could be friends.
Give us a like.
Give us a like at least. Okay. So, the ball bearing is sitting back there, and it's like, you're going to lose me, I'm in the sucker.
He's been subscribed for a while, Robbie.
Sweet. Yeah, I've got, I used to look through my email, and there was a point where they quit sending me who subscribed. And so, hey, cool. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. We're about to find out if I can find these.
Those?
These.
Nothing. Paint?
I think it's because... Oh, I think that could work.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Totally would work. Do I have something that we can clamp under there? I absolutely do. Tomorrow, I'm headed out with, not with Eddie, but we're going to the same place to see about, oh, but this is going to spin on it.
Spin.
Yep, I don't think this is viable anymore.
I thought it said Bueller.
Bueller. We're about to go look that up in just a second. We will. We will go to the web browser and we will look it up. Okay, Eddie, our idea of doing that is, the problem is...
We're going to lose the ball bearing?
It's not permanent. I probably already lost the ball bearing. It's not permanent. And it is got enough friction that it will eventually back the screw out. So that is definitely not the deal. All right, so I think the conclusion, I'm with Frank on this one. We've gone over it already a few times. Definitely something under here. Second choice, the clamp. So he says a Mueller BU 45C clip. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side for just a minute and pray nothing horrible happens over in that corner. I'm going to need this. I'm actually taking this antenna out to do my final alpha testing as far as, I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I used it on the X6100 on a short the other night. Yeah, that's what I was looking at last night. I could not find a bigger one. Oh, that one's one of those like you clamp to your shirt for your security badge.
I'm going to go to paraphernalia, but a roach clip.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so...
But this could go probably fit around the BNC.
I don't think so.
You think not?
Are the calipers in this right here? Most BNCs, you know what? I didn't even think about this last night. It is 0.430. All right, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. You're going to lose us for just a minute. We are going to go look at the internet. The internet.
Well, that is a better mercantile.
The internet doesn't want anything to do with this.
Oh, here's the jaw opener.
Oh, did you? I know, but I got to show them. I got to show them.
Almost a ½ inch.
Wait, it would almost fit. I just told you what size that was. Okay, but you could possibly bend. Let me get this up, and then we'll show y'all what we have found. So this is going to be Google Chrome.
Frank, we should have had him on.
Yeah, Frank, you should have been the one doing this. All right. Bear with me. I'm setting up to where we can show you Google Chrome. There we go. You're also going to see 8,000 windows open. Oh, well, it is what it is. All right, the web is up. Now, we're going to not be able to watch the comments for just a minute, but I will show you my search history. Look at there. Pick up where you left off. I was there last night, Frank. There it is. 10 pieces. So I guess if I were to buy them, it'd come out to, you know, $1.38 per item. Of course, you know, being a retailer, stupid small business, I think 30% is my markup. But I'm thinking that if you took that jaw and bent it out just a little bit, because what Eddie just showed me is down here at the bottom.
The bottom.
Look how expensive those are.
Wow.
Why such a wide variety of?
Oh, that's 50 of them.
No. Are you sure that's 50? It just says 50. Is that?
Yeah, you gotta learn to read the Amazon.
50 amps.
Oh.
Tensile strength.
Tensile.
Here, Mom. Hey, wait a minute. But
that's one. Oh. What's the? Yeah. His minimum is 0.
it's got a.
How big is it? Of dimensions?
I don't know. But what I'm worried about is how expensive they are for what it is.
That ain't right.
4.1 inches.
No way.
No way.
No, that ain't right.
See, that's the bad thing about doing your shopping on Amazon, because you can see it quickly. But Mueller. This one's current rating is 5 amps.
Mueller.
Okay, is this something that you can find, not sponsored, just go in there. Is this something
Mueller
that you can find at Mauser? I also search at DigiKey. I also search Jameco or Jameco. I'm not quite sure how to say that.
If it ain't got a picture, it ain't there.
I assume that would be a test clip.
Ooh, yeah.
Mueller Electric. There's a... Oh, I guess they aren't cheap.
Wow.
I guess they are not cheap at all.
Not very good one. I think the ones on Amazon must be knockoffs.
For what it's worth, a knockoff would work fine.
For doing what we're doing.
You think anybody's going to be needing 400 amps? That was $17.
Probably.
Now, that's the bad thing about buying legit stuff is you get data sheets. So if you... Carry on. Oh, here we go. A BU24. I think you, Frank, you said
45.
Hey, Gray Man POTA! Welcome!
What's up?
Who's bringing the tacos?
Not me.
I'm trying to read what the Tactical Delta Loop, yeah. So it's a BU-45, but we're looking at the BU-24 right now. Gray Man, I have hunted you. You're in my POTA spots. You are in a dark zone, like can't hear you. I have tried to hunt you and hunt you. I see all of these people on your X, Twitter, you know, with the map. I'm moving my hands because these are all the lines of the connections, the QSOs you've made. Yet at my location, I have not been able to hear you. I've made an AM contact or two, but Gray Man POTA, come on, man. You need to take that amp out so you can hear my squirrely 25 watts of AM. All right, so I'm moving my hands and I don't even have a camera up. That's hilarious.
Dang.
Okay, let's open the data sheet for the BU-55 is $1 each. They actually get pretty cheap as you go down. This is
economy clip. That's what we're looking for.
This is why shopping on Amazon is not cool. So it might have been legit that big.
That's a good point.
So the maximum jaw spread is 44 hundredths of an inch. When I measured this earlier across this point, it is just at 0.44.
That's the narrow though.
Well, that's why we gotta figure out what is the width, because this is only 0.235 or 235 thousandths of an inch.
I think it's gonna have to go over the knurling.
And guess what? They don't tell you.
They don't tell us.
Okay, well.
Way to go, Mueller.
That was a 10 amp economy. This one is the BU-25, which is a 40 amp. Overall length 3 inches. Overall, this shows the width.
That's it right there. 10 gauge wire. Yeah,
look, maximum spread 0.75, 10 AWG, or it has an 832 screw. And guess what? Even at 3/4 of an inch, this is only 0.555.
Bravo Uniform 25.
That's the one.
Way to go, Mueller.
The BU-25 is sold under the following models. I would go with the zinc plated because if I'm not mistaken, zinc is less reactive when it touches other metals. That's what I'm thinking. So there you go. We found it. And it's all because of Frank. N5 Cop, you are the winner. Well, yeah, but that's SSB, and it was only once. Like, I'm trying to get fitty so we can have that award. We won the awards!
Oh, wait. Let's do what we did a minute ago.
Oh, yeah. I see. This is what we were saying. Your map, you know, you're right here, and you've got all these contacts on AM, and yet not one is at my location. Okay, so we did work the other night. That's good. Did I hit you with the Mickey Mouse voice is the question.
Probably.
If there was a pile up, I probably did bring it out. All right. I think that's still copyrighted, though, so that might, there goes monetization right there. Goodbye. Now, Gray Man, maybe you can help us out. You probably didn't know. I know, but Dan's a different animal. WD4DAN, I wish he was here so I could talk about him, but Dan's a different animal.
If he was here, we would give him crap.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. He's our neighbor.
Practically. I pulled him out of the mud.
Did.
Okay, so, Gray Man, maybe you can help us out. You hear that? I still have the plastic protector on my screen. Does that bother you? While you are answering that question, I'm going to put this radio back together because I might take it as a backup tomorrow. I may use both radios and make contacts on the X6100 and the that is the Xiegu, and the Elecraft KX2 using that antenna. So
I will say this, we learned there's nowhere to stuff another battery in here.
there is not another way to stuff another battery. So I'm also wondering, how does the microcontroller or the processor in this communicate? I don't think it does at all, actually.
He doesn't really give a crap. You got your plastic on your screen.
Okay, well, I was going to say, if we get a $5 super chat, we can peel that off, but I guess I'm keeping it on there. It doesn't bother me. I keep most, I think even my my antenna analyzer, not the...
Your expensive one.
The
Rig Expert.
Rig Expert still has the plastic on the screen. But when you put this on there, I thought that it slid back and forth, but it does not. What I was considering was, if you had to replace the battery, there is no room in the end to replace it unless you fashion your own. I'm assuming this is steel.
That's aluminum.
Is it?
I don't know. Is there a magnet handy?
Yeah, my phone has a magnet. Do you know why I have a crack in my screen protector? I do. I dropped a freaking tire iron on it.
Here's a magnet. Let's test it.
Oh, it is aluminum. So we need to start us an aluminum factory with 2 screws right here, which really wouldn't be that hard to do. It's just 4 bends. If you wanted to bring this out some, you could. Or if you wanted to Dremel tool it, I don't know. We're talking about mods that can be addressed later. Microphone's magnetic. Okay, time to put the screws back where they came from. Well, this has been a fun stream. I think that we have hit that hour mark. Y'all can stick around while I put the radio back together.
You've been on here an hour already?
Not quite. At 10:35, I think at 9:35 was when I scheduled it.
Gray Man wants more information on your new antenna you're making.
Thank you, Gray Man. I will tell you. So it is an Elecraft AX1, AX2 knockoff. If you go to Elecraft and look at the cost of an AX1 or an AX2, it is not cheap. So I have been making these for quite some time. I actually have some videos in the repertoire that show you where to buy it, how to build it yourself without buying a kit from me, because I'm all about some open source. Yeah, does it kick you when it comes to having market share? Sure. But I don't mind sharing information. I think it's fun. If you go to printables, I'll show you in just a minute. If you go to printables, you can look me up. Okay, Robbie.
Can't POTA.
No, Robbie can't put screws back where they're supposed to go.
Don't lose your ball bearing.
Well, that's what I was making sure. So if I can get one screw in here, that'll hold itself in place at least. Do I really need to show y'all me putting the screws back in, or can I just roll with it? Because it's getting late, my meds are wearing off. So it is a base-loaded, shortened vertical antenna. That is the basics of what, there we go, what this antenna is. And knowing where to find the information is what you're paying Elecraft for. And you're paying them to make it for you out of slightly better materials. and I say ever so slightly. Now these are 3D printed. I'm starting to print I printed my first prototypes out of polylactic acid, PLA. This antenna is printed with PETG, which you can leave in the heat for a little bit longer of a time, and it will not go past the glass stage, which is where they start to deform. So that's one of the improvements. One of the other improvements is I am looking at making a list in my instruction sheet on how to assemble it, which I will also show you on the web in just a minute. Yeah, this has become more of a challenge now. All right, so I think I figured out what we're going to do, and when I have some money, I will go make that purchase, the N5 COP, the Mueller. We found it. So I will place an electron. There's some other things that I've been waiting on.
Mueller.
I think this is going to be, oh, and you know what else?
You voided the warranty.
Not only did we void the warranty, but that sticker is not very sticky.
It's done.
So even if you do peel that one corner up,
leave it off. It's a sign of pride.
It doesn't go back on very well, but I do want to leave it on there though.
Yeah.
So people can ask, but see,
nope, no
sticky. It's gone.
It's done.
Gone. Goodbye. I say goodbye, just put it somewhere where it'll probably stay for forever. All right, so let's go back to the web for just a minute for Gray Man POTA, who's interested in this wonderful DIY antenna. Now, the average of the cost of parts for me was about $10, and that includes the plastic. It doesn't really include any of the labor of me getting into this together. So I'm going to sell these kits for $15 plus shipping. May look at AutoZone or other auto parts place, might be able to find one or two. Yeah, that's if I just want one or two, assuming we want to pay those AutoZone prices. That's the bad thing about getting things from the auto parts stores is you pay a premium for the right now. And if you can wait, you know.
Well, that's T&E material.
What now?
Test and evaluation.
Oh. T and E. Okay, I got you now.
Then you buy in bulk later.
Gotcha. Yeah, test and evaluate. I got you now. I should know that. I'm a freaking engineer of sorts. Let's go back to the web, though. On the web, if you go to printables.com, I'm probably logged in, but I'm going to try to search for a base loaded. There it is right there. I had to be careful because I think this thing shows all kinds of crazy stuff. You can find some interesting things. So I have not uploaded the newest body to this yet, Gray Man POTA. Oh, look at there. You're one of the first to experience the new version of the Printables website. Report any issues using the feedback form or by emailing info@prusa3d.com. So this has one review. It's 5 stars, said that they loved it. This is a screenshot from the video of me testing this out. Dan, when you watch this, Eddie called you out. I made this for the KX2.
Funny.
I am over the weekend. I'm going to add the new body. It's thicker right here, and I made some adjustments to where the nut goes right here because of the thickness of the wall. And the other thing that I did is there is a hole in the top. There's a hole in the top where the wire comes through up here. I made it a little bit bigger. If you use thin wire, the screw will cut right through it and cut it in half. So you want to be able to wrap it like once around and then tighten the nut down on it without it breaking. You want it to be able to pull through that hole. So I made some changes to make it easier to put together. I also this past week updated these links. You do not need the big dang heat shrink. Now these are affiliate links on here, but these are the BNC connectors.
There's a hole.
This is the whip, but no nay nay. I did not pick the E Outstanding this time. They were out of stock. The silicone wire is the most expensive purchase for your ground radial. And this is 20 AWG, but you know what? You can make it almost as good with 30 AWG. And that is what I'm working on over here, is I'm putting the list of how many turns for each. This is for 20 millimeter wire. No, not 20 millimeter, 20 gauge. This is for 30 gauge. 30 gauge, you could fit enough windings in a small enough space to do 30 meters, and it has a Q of about 281, which really ain't too bad. But the higher the Q, the better it acts, so that's why I have this bigger wire over here. And if we go look at bear with me just a minute, here are the assembly instructions. Now you're also, for that $5 of markup, and this will also be added as a download on printables. I have the parts, and I have step-by-step directions on how to assemble it. And I do this with a lot of things that I have on printables, or things that I've figured that I'll sell eventually as kits. And it shows you how to do it. It shows you some alternatives. And now that we have learned about the fourth method of grounding,
there it is.
It's going to be added to this step 12 right there. And so I have that, and I'll have this chart attached to the end of it, so you can see where I've been working out manually using this calculator at m0ukd.com. You could do this yourself if you wanted to, but I'm going to spend the time and trial and error our way through it.
I'll just give you $5.
Sounds good. I'll just give you one I built.
Okay, thanks.
For 15. You'll give you one of the prototypes. So here is the loaded quarter wave antenna inductance calculator. It says for a quarter wave, but you know what? It also works.
That's a lot of parentheses, Robbie.
There's a lot of parentheses up there. I'm not worried about natural log of anything. But this is for the quarter wave, but I'm going to tell you that it works. I've been able to kind of figure this works for the most part. I've built a 10-meter version. I built a 17-meter version. I've built a 15-meter version. And this is the 20-meter version that I'm going to go test out tomorrow.
Great man, are you at AutoZone already, or are you at Printables already?
That's what that's what I'm wondering. At Printables, you got to give me through the weekend to get it updated.
But if you're at AutoZone, go ahead and get some.
Yeah, go ahead and get them, and we'll check it out. So I'm going to take this antenna out. Oh, he's already at Taco Bell.
You don't have long then to get to the house.
So
do not pass by AutoZone.
Okay, he did say Printables. I was going to say, if you were at Taco Bell, get it to go, because you will be. This is the 20-meter version. I'm going to try it out tomorrow. 5-watt CW. Now, the one thing that I did not do that I'm a little concerned about is having your windings on the outside like this. They are only held in place. I wish we could show that. It's nothing bad. It's a hot dog, and it says, "Yay! I'm glad I got this. I needed a yummy little treat." But you get down to the last quarter of the chili onion dog, and it says, "I'm going to have to go to the bathroom."
With an explicative.
It is going to be an unplanned destruction. So that's the only thing.
It's like you have a pager in your pocket.
I'm dying. These threads are only held in, you know what, I'm proud of myself. These threads are only held in by the two wires that pass through the body itself. One goes up here and is held in by the nut at the top. And you can see this is the old version. I have a newer version. I've already made changes since I put this together. But if I hold it up right here, you can see, maybe see that itty bitty piece of wire hanging off right there. So that's what makes the contact at the top. You don't solder it to this at all. You don't have to. The nut.
Is it just pressure contact, or how is it actually making contact? It's
just making contact through being squished in there by the nut.
Gotcha.
And you can do a lap around if you wanted to, and then bring it out, and then drop the nut down on it on the newest version that I've started printing today. Because then you can tighten this. Speaking of Taco Bell, me duele mi estómago. Okay, so the screw could be a little bit shorter. It could probably be a lot shorter, but...
And I ain't backing up.
You know, there it is. And you super glue these two caps on. And that's how that is put together. And the reason I said in the instructions, don't over tighten the nut. I made that mistake. You have to glue that together, clamp it, and then this will hold the rest of it in place. So it's pretty forgiving if you do mess up. That's what's pretty cool about it. I also made a change and flattened the back so that it is easier to print if you want to print it yourself. So that's the cool thing. I believe in open source. That's why...
I mean, finished product, they're going to heat shrink it again? Or leave it exposed?
Well, that's why I have the heat shrink on printables. If you did want to put some heat shrink over this, I think you could, and I don't think that would look bad. For now, because I just kind of like the way it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good.
It is pretty. The hardest part of this 30 gauge wire is keeping it from overlapping itself. That is the trickiest part.
We could call it a steampunk antenna.
It is sort of steampunkish, but keeping these from flopping around is your biggest issue. So you could put a dab of super glue on it. You could put some Q-dope on it, which I'm about out because I've used my Q-dope not sparingly. So anyways, this is the reason that started the whole thing. We got talking about the other thing is you have to use an elbow to attach this to the radios. My elbow is in the bag back there.
Unless you want a walkie-talkie.
Nobody likes a flopper.
That's what she said.
I guess there are going to be some adult innuendos after all. So, hey, we've had a good time hanging out with y'all tonight. I know Eddie's got to get home. We got to get up in the morning.
Oh, my ex-well just woke up off the couch at Robbie's.
Yep. So we're going to put the R1 CBU. I started talking about the R1 CBU. He's making his own radio. It is called the TRX Brass. And if R1 CBU ever watches a video that I make, I would like for him to get a hold of me because I want to try that radio out. I think it would be great. So thank y'all for coming out tonight. Looks like I get to keep the plastic on here. If it's got a lot of fingerprints on it now, but hey, in the future, if somebody's watching this video of us voiding the warranty, if you'll send us a super chat or if more than $5,
or come to your website and donate,
or if they want to donate from the website, or if you want to buy stickers, if you buy a pack of 5 stickers, the first person, where's the sticker, bro?
Wait just a second.
Oh, you dropped it. So I do have some stickers on my website. This is my shameless plug.
I'm Robbie Sticker.
Shameless plug, w1rcp.com. I'm getting away from making ready-made stuff. I do have some keys and paddles, but I also have some Sticker Mule stickers. If you just buy one, it's $1.75. It says free shipping. Yeah, that's 75 cents. That's a forever stamp, okay? I'm not going to make much off of this. If you buy 5, still not going to make a lot. But
you got some cool stickers.
You'll get some stickers in the mail. If you buy 5, then you get their $1 a piece. I mean, it's $1 a piece.
Excuse me, what is WooPay?
What is WooPay? I don't know. Use PayPal. Venmo. WooPay, I think, is where you can use your own credit card through Woo. I mean, this is all safe. It's all encrypted. It ain't no honky anything. But I also see about the open source stuff. You can get, this is my own. Again, you can find it on Printables and buy the parts yourself if you want to. I have these ready built. I'm going to make kits that will be a lot cheaper than this. If you want a 3D printed Morse code paddle DIY kit, no plastic included, it's $25. Nope, that's a lie. Plastic is included in this kit. In this one, 3D printed Morse paddles DIY kit, no 3D printed parts. Listen to that, screws and springs, I've sourced it all at $6 plus shipping. And I'm trying to get this to where I can send it not the expensive way, but I'm still trying to code the website. I think right now I only have one made. If you want more made, send me an email. And then, of course, if you want a fully made one, I do have some of these still in stock. All right, so that's some ways that you can support the W1RCP channel and get something at the same time. I did give 2 of these away, and if you go look at the review from Alpha Alpha Zero Zulu or Mom, he's got one review of the one before this version. So they have a copy of something. Alrighty, so with that, we're going to shut the heck up and we're going to get out of here. Again, I want to thank the, well, where'd it go? Boop. I do want to thank these folks.
Right
Again,
there.
Toby,
Right there.
Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta, Ham Radio Hobby N3PEM, WB4DAN, Front End Overload, Georgia Parks and Propagation 84XO. Can't wait to see you tomorrow on Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu antennas at Kilo Oscar 4 FoxSierraZulu.com. Go check them out. Peace and chicken grease and good night. 73, 72, or take them both, add them, divide by 2, 72.5. Good night.